Hi, how y'all doing today? How is everybody? Hi, Annie Bear. Oh, good to see Miss Rosie is here. That's wonderful. Hi, Hypnicity. Hi, Teresa Ford. Wonderful. Well, we're just going to sit here for just a few minutes, let everybody come on in. Oh, having a cave day today. That sounds like a great way to do the day. Everything being internal. I did some. How you doing? Well, so that was a little bit spontaneous, but I got shoved overnight. So what I had originally planned to do was I was originally supposed to be on with Allie at Heart and Soul Connected today. And unfortunately, Allie is going through a really rough patch right now with some sciatica issues. How am I? Well, much like everybody else, I am pretty much in the washing machine, heading some 2D entity turbulence, but oh, hi, Maria. How you doing? Maria has perfect health. Everybody's a little bit off balance. And so what I'm planning to do today is pretty much what I was going to be doing with Allie at Heart and Soul Connected. And so today's focus is going to be on, I'm going to be doing a technique that's called the bubble technique. Hi, Kelly Healer. And what that's going to do is that will definitely help all of the people as we come in here. It's going to help everybody to come back into more of a balance and more into yourself and just be a space between you and source, whatever you want to call source, the light from above, the light from Central Earth, God, whatever variation you want to call it. And then afterwards, I'm going to be going through the meridians because, quite frankly, it's not just Allie that is struggling a bit with her meridians. I think whenever we went through the party that we did earlier this month, I think that it caused a lot of stagnation on some people's meridians. And so I really do think that we're going to just go right through all of those and get us all back into a balance. And so for anybody that's new here or new to me, I actually am doing two things right now. One, I'm bringing forth the Lemurian astrology and Lemurian information. But the other thing, and that was what I started off with originally, was I was actually certified and trained to do hands-on Shiatsu for horse and rider. And what that does is that balances the meridians. And meridians are like crystal rivers that flow in and around your body. If you've had any kind of like acupuncture or acupressure, it's very similar to that. It's using the same meridians. And so what I'm going to be doing is I will be reaching out remotely, and I will be moving and clearing stagnation on everybody's meridians as I go through this. And it won't matter if it's your puppy or if it's your kitty or if it is people. Like I see Kelly Healer, you've got a migraine going, sure. Now we've got some 5Ds. We've got some scary stuff that we're riding through here right now. Feet are sort of cold and tingly, very odd for you. Yeah, and some of that has to do with, again, a lot of us have been pulled off center, and so that will cause some stuff. Pain threshold has been super high since the Hurricane Milton. Maria, I'm just going to ask a quick question here with yours. Is that from the pressure systems that are coming through? Is it a headache sort of a deal, or is it something in your body that you've got going on here? Yes, Annie Bear, your headache is probably from the dental appointment. Whenever they ask us to open our jaws and keep it open for so long, that causes some of the tendons around in and around the skull to do a bit more pulling than what it naturally would do, because naturally, your jaw goes back up and into it. So I'll be doing the energy work at the base of the skull. Body pains. Okay. Good heavens, Annie Bear. Wow. Yeah. Okay, great. I'll be working over that today too. Whew. So what I want to start off with, you're so welcome. Great. So what I want to start off with is a little bit of Lemurian light coding. And what this does is this is the harmonization. And this is energetically going to get us all on the same page. I've had people question even about this one with my energy healing. They're like, why do you do that instead of the meridians? Like, actually, I've had spontaneous healings come from the Lemurian light codes as well. So we're going to start there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through the bubble techniques. Okay? So here we go. Tie, ori, ora, mahakawatahi, iti ingawa, te to irita o atawana. Wayuatapu. Iti ingawa, Tiffany Brani Tao, Wayuatapu. Iti ingawa, Tafaya Tama to it Tama, Wayuatapu. Tie, Ori, Ora. Wonderful. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start off by just going to have you gently look up, like at a point on the ceiling or just towards your third eye chakra. And then we're going to gently close your eyes. We're going to do what's called a bubble technique. This is going to help the people to get grounded more in our bodies. Take a nice deep breath in. And then let it out. And what I need you to do is imagine a light coming from above. Let it be whatever color it wants to be. Let it reach through the top of your head and come down through your forehead, your head, all through your eyes, your nose, down through your face, jaw, down through your throat. Feel it easing down the back of your neck, down through the tops of your shoulders, and into your chest space. Okay, there is a lot of gunk in here, so we're going to turn up the volume and just gently ease this energy through. Just there it goes. We're going to flush all of this out. A lot of times with grief energy, it will be held in the chest space, in the lung space. Good, 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 good. Mm-hmm. Feel the same light going in and around your shoulders, onto your shoulder blades. Good. Now we're going to feel that same colored light cascading down through your diaphragm and into your tummy. Nice and gently pushing this light all the way down through your hips, your thighs, your knees, your calves, ankles, feet, and into Mother Earth. Now keep that light going, and what Mother Earth is going to do is bring up another light from below. It can be the same color, or it can be a different color. Let it be whatever color it wants to be, and you can feel this light bubbling up through your feet, up through your ankles, your calves, knees, thighs, your hips, up through your tummy, up through the diaphragm, up into your chest space, and both lights are now going to meet and form a bubble around your heart. Now expand this bubble all the way around your body. You'll feel it sneak into place. Some people it'll be comfortable at 3 feet. Other people, you may want to have it pushed out 10 feet, 15 feet, 20 feet, more if needed. It's important to start off your day just in this bubble of light. And if your world has pulled you off of your center, come back into this where it is just you and source light coming from above and below to support you. So it's just you in this bubble. One added thing I'm going to say for this is if you're empathic, you may be processing things that really aren't even yours. And so you can imagine adding a different color bubble around your original bubble And if you need, you can even add a third bubble out and around that. And what's going to happen is you can set the intent that only your highest good comes through this bubble, so that it's just you and this higher source, higher energy. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot of heart opening now. Yeah, because we haven't been feeling safe in the world. Beautiful. Okay. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to start working on our meridians. So if you're sensitive to energy, you may actually feeling me moving around your body. If you don't feel it, don't worry. The energy that I'm going to be doing and your meridians will be working irregardless of if you can feel it or not. And so I'm going to get started on your left-hand side. And for the people out there, if we could just lift our chins just a little bit so that your jaw is parallel with the ground. A lot of times as people, we tend to look down at our hands. We love our phones, our gadgets. Most of our jobs we look down for, and it pulls the muscling at the base of the skull and on the neck. So by just lifting your chin up just a little bit, that'll help take the pressure off. I'm just going to talk through where I'm at as I'm working through your meridians. And right now I'm on the top of your left hand shoulder and left shoulder blade. A lot of the meridians around the neck and the shoulder correlate with our stomach meridian. And as people, a lot of times we will tend to shove things under the shoulder blades or shouldering the weight of the world. We're just going to bring that back up and out and off, clear out the stagnant energy from under, in and around the shoulder blades itself. Get the pressure off of your stomachs again. Most of the stuff, as you discover from the bubble technique, actually isn't even yours. Going down the left arm, I'm on your left forearm, elbow, and upper arm. Wrist and hands. Take that energy off into Mother Earth. 15 points. And then we're going to come back up the inner left arm. Beautiful. You're doing great, everybody. Remember to keep your chin up, not high up, just level with the ground. Sometimes it takes practice. And I'm working down the back, down the spine. Okay, I'm hearing we need to visualize juicy, juicy spines. I know some of us have this belief that we get old, we age, and that's just not true. We're constantly renewing ourselves, constantly restructuring our bodies. Our bones are no different. So we're going to bring in some nice, juicy energy and revive absolutely everything from the top of the spinal column all the way down through the thoracics, which is in between your shoulder blades, your rib cage, down the lumbar. And Allie, if you're listening in, this one's for you, honey. We're going to be doing some extra team points for the sciatic as well. Anybody that wants to can hook into all of the energy. And if you really don't know where your body aches are coming from, that's fine. Just make the intention that you're going to get everything that you need out of this. And the beautiful thing is I'm also working on, as I said, everybody's meridians. So your puppies, your kitties, your birds, your horses, they're all going to be able to hook into the same energy flow. Birdies too. Even fishies, hamsters, reptiles can hook into this as well. Okay, right now I'm running a specific pattern just for the sciatic. You may feel me on your lower back, your knees, and your ankles. And again, if you don't feel it, that's okay. You can't do this wrong. What I'm doing is I'm clearing off the stagnation from all of these meridians to open up your chi flow so that your blood flow will follow this chi flow. On the left-hand side, I'm on your hip now. And I don't know who this is, but there is a lot of stagnation around this, which is not too surprising. Sometimes whenever we feel stalled in life or stagnant or stuck, we'll feel heavy energy or stagnant energy around our legs because we feel like we can't move forward in life. Same thing around the knees. So let's pop those shackles loose and free. Good. Great. I'm on the left calf, left ankle, left foot. Let's get that energy off towards Mother Earth. 15 points. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to come back up on the right-hand side where the base of the skull meets the neck. Humans, lift your chins. Make sure that they're parallel to the ground. And we're going to go on the top of the right shoulder blade, just like we did for the left shoulder blade. This side, a lot of people love to shove things in and around. This usually tends to be the right-hand side is the dominant hand for a lot of people. So let's get some of this out from underneath the shoulder blades. Yeah. And that comes from being a little ungrounded on the right-hand side. It's just the way humans are built. There we go. Follow the shoulder. Upper arm on the right-hand side. Ouch, somebody with tennis elbow. So we're going to move that stagnant energy out from under the shoulder blade and down the right arm. Okay. I can feel somebody's going to need their back popped here for just a second. So I'm going to set up a rocking motion. Just nice and gentle and easy. I don't know who needs this, but someone's got a tennis elbow thing going on. So let's see if we can just get this to pop for you. Ease off. There it goes. There it goes. Good, good, good. Okay, great. Down the right forearm. Wrist. And hand. Off towards Mother Earth. Back up the right arm. Coming up the inner arm. The elbow may be tender for a little while because as the blood flow comes back in there, sometimes the tingling will now turn to a pain sensation, but it won't last very long. As the blood flow increases, it'll ease off. Great. Now I'm working on your rib cage and right-hand side. Wow. I don't know who has this, but there's a lot of stagnation. It feels like a person and somebody's puppy, somebody's older puppy. So let's just get this moved. Energy grounding down over the hip. There it goes. Great. Down the right thigh to the right knee. Beautiful. Calf, shin, ankle on the right-hand side. Beautiful. Hang on just a minute. We're waiting for the energy to complete rounding off into Mother Earth here. Some of you can actually feel that channel opening up. Great. Into the feet and into Mother Earth. Okay, now we're going to come back up. The energy is going to come straight up your conception vessel, which is going to be up, 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 up your center line, up to your clavicles. Beautiful. Okay, now there's some ting points that happen on the face. So I'm going to go ahead and work a little around the face. If you feel me moving around your cheeks or your eyes, it's just me moving through. It's going to be okay. Around your ears. I don't know about you guys, but on this ascension path, usually we all have tinnitus by this point. And that's the photons that are coming in and exciting your hearing. Some people will say that it's angels, presence of angels, which are the higher beings as well. Great. I'm going to go to your cheeks, under the nose, top of the teeth, chin. And now I'm going to go down your throat, because as light workers, we've been taught over many, many, many lifetimes to keep quiet. So we're just going to reinforce that if we feel like speaking, we can. And of course, this is your first line of defense against things like colds, your eustachian tubes, your ears, your sinus, all of this. We're just going to flush it with a little bit of extra energy. Root of the tongue. Beautiful. Well done, everybody. Well done. Okay, we're going to ground that off. There we go. Welcome back, everybody. Great. Okay, well, if you've done any yawning, stretching, crying, sneezing, coughing during this, be sure to get yourself a drink of water, because that will have released toxins into your bloodstream. And so the water will help to flush it away. Try to do actual water, not tea, coffee. Water is more important because it's going to instantly flush all that stuff out. Oh, I love blue sodalite. That's a perfect stone actually for this month, because this month we're focused on the brow chakra. This is Kahuku, month of the butterfly. Hi, Mousy. You are so welcome. Hi, Janet DC. You're okay, but one of your babies has PTSD. Dana, if you need to, after the replay, you can certainly go back and play this for your kitty cat. You can actually play this even on a loop, and it can be put on low and on a repeat, because it doesn't have to be at a loud volume, and that'll help to continue easing off. The same thing if some of you feel like you still have some stagnant energy in place, you can certainly go through the replay again. Oh, you're so welcome. It's nice to see you. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Mousy. You're very welcome, Nanny Bear. Yeah, I'm still moving some energy around for people. So if you feel a little lightheaded, you can imagine going into Mother Earth, or imagine hugging a tree. Ah, that's wonderful, Callie Healer. I'm so glad to hear. My heart and shoulder chakras, tough to clear them. Wonderful. Glad to hear that, Maria. Yeah, sometimes we get stagnant energy that's just, it's trapped because we feel safe if we're not moving in the world. And we can end up with stagnant energy in our tummies, especially around our hips and knees, if we feel we can't move forward in the world safely. And that stagnated energy actually will cause the energy to back up and then cause trouble. Beautiful. You can feel the stuff at the base of the skull. Yeah, there's a lot of releasing from that. There was a lot of congestion back there. We do have sinus. There's a sinus cavity that's at the base of the skull. That sometimes people this time of year will end up with some stuffy um, cold symptoms that comes in, and it'll express itself there. Yeah, trying to get it going again. We have to remember self-care first. And November is a perfect month for that because this is the month of Kahuku, which is the sign of the butterfly. And so the essence of this month is transformation. And so it's asking us to go internal for this month, sneezy for the couple of days. And so as we go internally, we do our transformation, and then we gift that energy back out as the overflow to the world. But you can't pour out from an empty cup. How neat. My ears feel like they're releasing extra heat, if that makes sense. It does. Cold will often be an activation coming in. Heat is transformation. So you are transmuting some of your lower frequency into a higher frequency, and it can come across as a heat coming off of your body. Told my dentist yesterday I was imagining them removing that less than aberration. That's a great idea, Annie Bear. Let's go for that. Your oracle card from last night was transfiguration. And your ears are hot. Everybody is doing transformation with their ears right now. That's pretty cool. That's a lot of energy. Like right now, my ears, I'm hearing a lot of high-pitched ringing, and that's a lot of it is the photons coming in from above. And a lot of times people will say that's an old person's thing. You know, you get the ringing in the ears, or the tinnitus, or what have you. And that's not to say that you can't, if, like, for example, some of the soldiers that have been in scenarios where they've been around the gunfire, or construction workers where you physically had, or like the younger people that have been around, like the rock concerts, where you can physically damage your ears. But this is quite different. What this is we've actually got photons that are coming in from the central sun, and it's hitting our ears, and it is causing the excitation. So you should be hearing ringing in your ears. Sometimes it will be stopped. Sometimes you'll have ringing on one side that's different tone than the others as well. Hey, Paul, how you doing? You rarely hear the ringing. Count yourself lucky sometimes, Annie Bear, because sometimes it can be deafening. Did set your feet. Do your feet feel like they're grounded in Mother Earth? I know, God bless him, Led Zeppelin finally got hearing aids. Oh, yep. Yeah, sometimes the concussion from the speakers will do that. Hey, Leah, how you doing? Spirit teams. Mm-hmm. With your feet too, if you're struggling a bit with some of your stagnant energy in your tummy and your feet, the other thing that you can do physically, if you can do it, you can stomp your feet into Mother Earth. Go out, find yourself some real dirt to do this in. Barefoot if you can, and then just stomp your feet into Mother Earth, and then imagine yourself growing roots and going into Mother Earth. If you cannot go outside, which weather patterns depending, sometimes we just cannot go out there and be barefoot, you can imagine it, and it will work just as good. And sometimes you can stand in your own living room and stomp the ground too. And that will help to ground the energy through your feet and into Mother Earth as well. There are a lot of ting points, a lot of pressure points on the feet themselves. And sometimes you can end up with really stagnant energies. Oh, Paul, you had a black bear last night in your backyard. Be wary. Little bears, this time of year, they're getting ready to go into their hibernation mode. Glad your neighbor spooked them off. Yeah, back in the woods is where they need to be, that's for sure. Sometimes they're grabbing some last minute munchies, so make sure that you secure any and all food outside. Don't feed outside cats right now, or secure them someplace truly safe. I've heard of the bears even coming into people's garages. Let's see. In moments of 5D, I feel taller. What else could help you to become more aware? Anything to do with nature, really. Um, you can you can do anything that will support you aligning with Mother Earth, which is now planet Matea, which is the planet of light. And it's going to naturally be happening as you go forward. I know, right? You would think this time of year the bears would already be asleep. A lot of it is dictated simply by the heat, and if they've got enough body fat. Sometimes what you'll find is the older boars and sows for the bears will go to ground earlier because they've already got their reserves topped up. But sometimes you'll find like the teenagers, if it's their first time for going into hibernation, they won't have their body supply, their fat supply isn't in place just yet, and so they won't get that signal to go to ground just yet. And obviously, if it's still too hot, I mean, if it's in the 70s, they're not going to go to ground. They won't go to ground until it's cold enough. You have the big bucks wandering around. They keep building up on their homelands. Yeah. Yes, the nature connection is key. You are correct, Annie Bear. Yes. Because we are the keys. That is correct. And our DNA, what's happening is as the photons come in, they're actually working on, and it's activating our own DNA. And so the more that we can, if you can be in nature, go for a beach walk, walk in the woods. But if you can't, be sure that you go ahead and make as many connections as you can. But you can also watch YouTube videos because our imaginations are really powerful. We can't tell, our brains cannot tell the difference between imagination and the reality. So if you vividly imagine going down a GoPro or something, then you will be able to have the same sensations. Your body will go ahead and your energy flow will go ahead and work through that just the same as if you were there. Yeah, the soda light is beautiful. Wonderful. So Paul's got a soda light as well, huh? Yeah, I watch the walks and touch my house. Maria, that is perfect. That's exactly what I was that's exactly what I was meaning. Yeah. Because sometimes there's just times whenever we can't be in nature, but if you can imagine it, your energy flow will respond. And the nice thing is the more that you do that, the more inflow and the less stagnation that you're going to have in your body, and the better that you'll be able to ride through the waves this turbulent time as we're going through. Because right now it's not just humanity that is changing. Mother Earth has already gone through her evolution. We are already on planet Matea, which is the planet of light. We are gathering more and more photons, and it will be changing not just the humanity but also the animals and the plant life and the mushrooms as we go forward. I'm looking forward to the crystals singing more, truthfully. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, that's wonderful. That's a great idea. And, Annie Bear, your bells are another really perfect, good example of that, too. You can use the bells to move the energy as well as the tuning forks. Yep, absolutely. Oops, sorry, jumped here. For kitty cats, you can cut a hole in a plastic tote and then fill it with straw, and then turn it upside down and then put a heavy object on top of it. That makes a really good outside kitty cat hide hole for them to keep warm in the wintertime. But I'm going to warn you, if you do have teddy bears, I wish they were teddy bears. If you have bears, real bears in the area, you really don't want to be feeding the outside cats. You could try feeding them in the daytime. And then as soon as those cats have eaten, get that food back up as quickly as you can. And it's just because the bears are driven this time of year, they're going to be going for anything. So make sure to protect your garbage cans. And then also the bird feeders. Take your bird feeders down. I know a lot of us love to feed the outside birds, but that will also be attractive to them. Yeah. Paul saying that we have on YouTube that we're not alone, and we haven't been alone. You know, a lot of us have been lied to as far as the UFOs and our cosmic cousins go. And some of it isn't so much that they are out there. Some of it is that they are in a different dimension. And by that, I mean, like if you turn on your radio, you've got your radio that's tuned to a certain radio station. Well, you've got all of those radio stations that are putting out all of those signals at the same time. And so if you change the dial on your radio, you'll encounter all those different radio stations. It's the same thing with our frequencies as we go through the different dimensions. That's why I've been trying to do the alchemy, and you'll see that on my channel. I've got several different live chats now where I've done alchemy from the 1st through the 5th dimension. This week we actually went from the 1st dimension all the way to the 10th dimension. And I did that because as we're changing the channel on our radio station, we'll be able to encounter more of our cosmic cousins. That's what these higher dimensional beings are. That's what these UFOs are that we're seeing in the skies, and we're encountering more and more. And somebody did not like that because they just hit my throat chakra. It won't matter, people, because I'm telling you, the more that we go forward, they're going to be more and more visible. And as I said, as this comes forward, as we come up, some of the things that you're going to be seeing will be light flashes, orbs, colored lights. As Hypnicity's saying, they've been here for a long time. And the important thing that I kept stressing this week is they're not going to harm us. If they wanted to harm us, they would have harmed us a long, long, long time ago. They're patiently waiting for us to remember who we are. And I'm so happy that people have come in here for this today, because it is helping you to remember to get your energy flowing, to do the bubble technique so that it is you with the light coming from above and below, so that you can stay in that higher frequency, and so that we can shift from all the monkey business all the way through to the higher dimensions. Beautiful. Perfect, Callie Healer. That's perfect. Do you think they were watching over you because of the fires that were going on around you? Or were they there before that started? Yeah. It is all love, as Leah says. It's okay. Yeah, actually, Leah, the West Coast is full of Lemurians and the East Coast is full of Atlanteans. I tend to agree with that statement simply because that's where the two places were. Lemurian tends to be the continent of Mu, and that would be New Zealand, Australia, the Polynesian Islands, Hawaii, obviously, and that is obviously in the Pacific Ocean. And then, of course, Atlantis. Near as we can tell, Atlantis was where the Gulf of Mexico was. So like the Bimini Road off of the Bermuda Triangle, and Atlantean technology. And I know some people were like, oh, Lemurian's good, Atlantean's bad. It's not that simple. And it was a past life. We get the opportunity to do it again. So let's just bring it back in and stand. And yeah. Oh, how cool. In your kitchen, an actual ship in your kitchen. I've had some crazy things, so it's fun because it's nice to see other people having these experiences too. Yes, Mu was and that is Mu is where Lemuria, the word Lemuria comes from. They're the same. It's just nice that other people are having this happen, because I've told people just a little sliver of some of the things that I have happen, and they're like, "What the?" Okay, well, I'll just keep quiet until you experience it. Oh, I know. And the reason that this is because she's saying so much fear was yesterday in the UAP room. Yes, because you have people that have kept nations or countries safe for the longest time. And now they're in a position where they understand that they are not technologically advanced enough to deal with these people if they so chose to harm us. But like I said, they've been around for an extremely long time. If they had so chose to harm us, they would have done it a long, long time ago. So we're going to be just scrolling. Oh, this is so cool. They've been visiting me for so many years. I think it was to let me know we are pretty, yes, protected, and we are providing the downloads. Yes. And everybody is actually emanating key codes. Sometimes people are like, what is my purpose down here? You're doing your purpose because you are emitting light codes, whether you know it or not. And so what's happened is just by you being you and just by you being in the locations that you're at, you're automatically activating all of the people around you. Everybody's going to be coming online or waking up in their own time frame. And you're not doing it wrong. They're not doing it wrong. It's everybody's got their own time frame when they're going to wake up. As far as I know, the Atlanteans, yes. The problem with the Atlanteans was that they went too far into their heads, which is the male energy. So they came out of their heart space, which is the female energy, and too much into the logos. They were focused way too much on the intellect and up into the head space, which is kind of where we're at right now, which is why everybody's like, get more into your body, practice being more into our heart space. And eventually what will happen is we'll come into Jatama, which is the child, which is the high heart space, where it is a balance of the head and the heart, because we want both. We want to have that as a balance. Yep. Ethnicity's got it. There are vested interests in keeping us fearful, and that's because those are 2D entities that have paraded around with 4D technology pretending that they are gods. They are not. They scare us in order to feed off of our energy. So if you are in fear or anger or division or hatred, they're happy because they are eating that. They cannot eat off of our peace vibes, joy, love. There's a reason that they tear apart all of these things, because they need to feed off of us. That's why sometimes you're in these situations and you come away and you just feel exhausted. And that's why, it's because you've just had your energy siphoned off of you. Real humans can use nature. We can hug a tree. We can hug our pets. And it revitalizes us. Yes, Annie Bear is amazing. Absolutely. Would love to visit. Paul, you're in a perfect position for it. Just ask. Ask your guides. Say, hey, I'd be open to it. And in fact, if you want, we have time. If you feel, yes, Annie Bear, you're absolutely already fulfilling it. Everybody is already fulfilling it right now. If everybody would like to, we can go ahead and do the alchemy again. We can go from the first into and beyond the fifth if you would like. You'll have to tell me, because this, earlier we did do quite a bit of energy work with the meridian clearing. But if you feel up to it, we can certainly do transmutation of first through the fifth dimensions. And if not, if you'd like to do that on your own, we can just keep chilling. You would like it. Okay, great. Okay. So for everybody that's new here, we're going to be doing something really fun. And what this is alchemy of the first, and we're going to go into the fifth dimensions, and you're going to hold on to your rose quartz if you would like to. This will be fun. So what we're going to do is just look up and then close your eyes. And then what I need you to do, okay, Whoever is afraid and they're trying to shut down my throat chakra, I hear you. You are safe. If you don't want to do this, you do not have to do this. Turn it off, walk away. You can come back and re-listen to the replay where it's time-stamped for the energy work if you prefer, okay? Okay. Now I'm going to be doing alchemization. That's going to go from the first dimension, and we're going to alchemize all the way through the fifth dimension. The reason why is because the 2D entities that are causing the distress down here cannot go into 5D. That's why everybody's been focused on 5D. Today I'm actually going to bump you into 6D because I actually want us to go a little overshot if we can. This may make you feel a little lightheaded or dizzy, so if you can sit down, that would be preferable. Please don't use this in a moving car. Imagine yourself grounded in Mother Earth. You can imagine hugging a tree, sitting under your favorite place, like in a forest, walking through an alpine meadow, walking along the beach. Okay, give me just a second to set up my own energy and then we'll get started. If at any point that you feel dizzy, just ground further into Mother Earth. Okay, let's begin. Alchemy of the first dimension. Whoa. Alchemy of the second dimension. Alchemy of the third dimension. Alchemy of the fourth dimension. Fourth dimension is where we hold the scenarios of heaven and hell, the war machines. My side hates your side. That's just dissolved into fifth dimension. And let's do alchemy of the fifth dimension. I'm hearing to go a little further. We're going to go ahead and bump you all the way up to the 10th dimension today. If at any time you wish to stop, imagine yourself grounded into Mother Earth and just wait for us. So everybody else, let's do alchemy of the sixth dimension. Alchemy of the seventh dimension. Alchemy of the eighth dimension. Alchemy of the ninth dimension. Beautiful. Ground into Mother Earth when you're ready. Take a nice deep breath in. Wiggle your toes. Wiggle your fingers. Wiggle your nose. Welcome back in. Oh. Beautiful. If you've stuck around all the way through the openings into the 10th dimension, I gave a warning earlier this week It's the same thing. This is where my friends hang out at, and this is the light flashes that I see sometimes at night. Sometimes you're going to see shadow people out of the corner of your eyes. These are not the same lower frequency shadow people or ghosts. These are the higher entity beings that hang out in the 10th dimension that come in, and so you may begin to see things that are classed as UFOs. You may begin to see different lights. Beautiful. Janet's saying she saw bright yellow light. Yay. Ethnicity. Yay. That's a beautiful focus for this month. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Oh, wow. Yeah, at the second dimension, I had something pop off of my spine again. And again, those are, as we're doing this and we're coming up and out, the 2D entities are actually coming off of the spinal processes usually. They're parasites. First the entities, second the entities. Those are parasites that usually attach to us. Mm-hmm. I see them when I walk. Felt like flying. Yeah, I'm a little lightheaded from that. Feel like you're flying. Yeah, it definitely lightens things up. You're going to find that you're going to laugh a lot more spontaneously whenever you're hanging out in that 10D. That's why sometimes you'll see me laughing or smiling. Sometimes it's me hearing the dolphins that are coming in. They're one of my guides. The whales have really started to present back in as well. But you're going to begin feeling and seeing these presences as they come forward and experiencing them. And it's needed right now, because these are the real changes that are happening. And you want to be aiming for that better, lighter, flying type feeling. Joy is an amazing thing. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Oh, I'm glad. Looks like everybody's really had fun with that one today. You liked it, huh, Kelly? Aw, that's great. Thank you so much for hopping in here, everybody. This has been fun. Thank you for feeling like coming off of this. This is great. Held my hands up and the weight increased as I raised my hands up for level. Interesting. You're very welcome. Thank you. Because the more that we can do this as a group, our intentions come together, the more that we show our cosmic cousins that we're ready to start stepping into and experiencing their frequencies, which we're needing to practice more and more, because as more of the photons come in and bring us up, it helps us to practice being in that lighter frequency, because the photons are coming in whether anybody likes it or not. We've been conditioned, obviously, for the other, but the laughing and the coming up is where we're aiming for. That's where we're headed to. How fast it'll happen, I don't know. You feel like I've got a 4-hour nap. That's amazing. Big group hugs. You are so welcome, Kelly. Laughing, crying, knowing it's the same release. Joni Mitchell was so wise. I really liked her. You are so welcome, did some. Very much so. Perfect, Maria. Aw, Diane G. Thank you. Thank you, Annie Bear. I'm so glad. Going to ask for a trip visit. I think it is. Well, one nice thing is, if you're feeling pulled off your center, or if you're feeling stagnant, especially if you're in pain, please come back to this one. Afterwards, I'm going to go through and I'm going to timestamp it, and then I'm going to pin that comment so that you can go instantly to the different timestamps that we've done, so that if you're feeling in distress, the world is really dragging you down, especially for a person You can go to the bubble technique if you have pain in your body, if one of your furry family members or feathered family members have pain going on. You can certainly go to the timestamp where I went over the meridians, especially if you're having struggles right now with your lower back or the sciatica instances, because we did this for Allie today at Heart and Soul. I'm going to be timestamping the Shiatsu portion. That's what that's going to be for. And then later on, we'll, obviously, if you'd like to take the ride again, feel free to hop in and you do the alchemy of the 1st through the 9th dimensions to go into the 10th dimension. And as I said, it can be a little scary sometimes whenever you very first see them. Like I'm sure Callie Healer was startled whenever she saw the ship in her kitchen. It's a little disorienting, I have to say, but they will not hurt you. And they're kind of fun to see. Like I said, my bedroom looks like disco ball at night. It's a lot of light flashes and everything. So I'm glad I've been able to share this with everybody. You're so welcome. Yay. Yay. Wonderful. 5 for 5 for 5s. That's a good power number. That's a good change number, actually. Wonderful. Okay, well, as we wind this one down, does anybody have any other questions? Whew, that was quite a lot of energy moved today. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in here. And remember, if you've done any of the yawning, stretching, sneezing, coughing, tears, then be sure to get yourself a drink of water. You're so welcome. And if you can, please spare a thought for Allie. Send her good thoughts and wishes her way. I'm sure I will be back on the show with her. She was supposed to do the show with me today, but unfortunately with her sciatica, there's no way to sit comfortably with that. So wonderful. All of you, big hugs, big hugs. Yay. I'm so glad that you came. Thank you so much. Oh, before I go, if you could please, this always sounds silly, but like, share, subscribe, all of those things, commenting below really does help the algorithm. And this will actually get it out more and more so that we can have more people coming in into this higher dimension, into the higher frequencies, so that they can also experience the balancing and everything. And oh, that's the other one. Yes, actually, Leah, I have seen Bigfoot twice. I have had experiences with that. I actually have that on, it's either my very first live chat or second live chat that I explained it. Yes, people, Bigfoot definitely exists. Oh, the other thing I was going to say is, if you would like to support me, I do have a link that's going to be in the description box below. If you liked the energy healing that we did today, I have MP3s that are available through the link in my shop that are for humans. There are ones for kitty cats, one for puppies, and one for horses as well. There are also MP3s for a Lemurian energy environmental balancer. And there are also, there's an MP3 where Annie Bear asked for, and it was more support to get us through from, because we were birthed into a carbon base and we are moving to a crystalline base. And so that's specifically what that MP3 was for. It's some specific Lemurian light codes that happen in that one. And then there is also a bubble technique that's done in that one. Thank you, Annie Bear. And thank you so much, everybody, for coming in. Oh, thank you, Annie Bear. Yeah, Annie Bear is putting it in the link in right now in the chat. And we love Allie and so hope that she gets to feeling better. Wonderful. And yes, everybody is hopping off, getting ready to embrace their day. And like I said, if you ever need to come back, please come back. You can listen at any point. And all of the energy will be here on the replay, just waiting for you. Yay. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. You have a great day. Bye.